If you were to say, and again, we're going to dive into it a little bit further, but what's one way to get out of a low state, and what's one way to get into a high state?
The key is to know that your negative thoughts are not coming from you. When I speak to people, I say, do your negative thoughts come from you? And they say, yes, of course. They're in my head. But here's the next question. If you believe your negative thoughts come from you, who would ever choose to have a negative thought? Would you ever choose a thought that says you don't have it today? The future is hopeless. You're not smart enough, good looking enough, pretty enough, powerful enough, successful enough. You would never choose those thoughts, but they're always coming in. So you have to realize they're not coming from you. They come from consciousness. No one has ever found a thought inside of a brain. I've asked neuroscientists. They are spiritual thoughts are. When you're dreaming, having a nightmare, are you choosing those thoughts? No. So they're always coming in from this internet cloud of consciousness. The brain is the hardware. It's where the activation happens. So when the negative thought comes in, don't believe the lies that they tell. Negative thoughts lower your state of mind. Let's look at the 5 Ds. We have doubt. We have distortions, which are lies, negative thoughts that will tell you things about yourself and your future that just aren't true. That leads to discouragement. That's the 3rd D. The 4th D, distractions. You were just talking about that. The phone, the media, social media, the crowd, the noise. Anything could be a distraction that keeps you from being your best. And distractions are the enemy of greatness. And then we got the 5th D. The 5th D is divide. And as I said earlier, what anxious means, it means divided and separated. Well, think about it. Those negative thoughts separate you, they divide you, they weaken you, and they make you feel powerless. And that's the whole point of negative thoughts. The goal of those negative thoughts are to weaken you, divide you, and separate you. Why? So you will not live your purpose. You will not live your destiny. You will not take on this world with power. So you will be weak. And once you understand this, okay, these negative thoughts lower my state of mind. I've got to take every thought captive. I've got to make sure that I'm starting to feed myself every day with positivity, to uplift myself, to encourage myself. And so you recognize the fact that negative thoughts are doing that. I'm not going to believe the lies, but I can now tune into more of the positive thoughts. You see what I say in the book, which is very revolutionary. No one has ever said this. The brain is an antenna. And once you understand the brain is an antenna, and I was walking one day, by the way, and this came to me. The brain's an antenna. I'm like, what? And I started thinking about the fact that the brain's an antenna. And yes, it is. It's either tuned into a positive frequency or a negative frequency. And if you look at life and you look at how the world works in terms of energy, everything is vibrations and frequencies and wavelengths, and how we make sense of the world through sound vibrations and wavelengths and frequencies and pictures and images, all electrical signals that your brain is interpreting to actually see this world. Once you understand that, it makes so much more sense. Also, 86 billion neurons you have in your brain, and they all have a receiver and a transmitter. So you have little antennas in your brain. So every day you're tuning into either the positive or the negative. And that's why everything in our existence is positive or negative.
Sure.
So how do we tune into the positive? Tune, great acronym, tune,
right.
T-U-N-E. This is real practical for your listeners.
Okay.
T is trust and truth. So we are going to trust when the doubt comes in, and we're going to speak truth to those lies when they come in. Best advice I ever heard is from Dr. James Gills, the only person on the planet to complete 6 double Ironman triathlons. That's a double Ironman, which means you do an Ironman, a day later do another one, and the last time he did it, he was 59 years old. I can't even swim the length of a pool. And he was asked how he did it. He said this: I've learned to talk to myself instead of listen to myself. Ooh. Instead of listening to all the fear, the doubt, the negativity, he would talk to himself with words of encouragement, speak truth to those lies. And we could do that every single day. He would memorize and recite scripture. That's what fueled him. So tune, trust, and truth. You unite with love. This is key. Fear sets in, it divides. So what's the antidote to fear? It is the love that unites.
Sure,
so
perfect love casts out fear. Yeah.
Right, and I would say unite with God. I'm a spiritual person. I'm a person of faith, as you know. Yeah. The key is to unite with God because you're meant to be connected to your creator. Here's the thing. As you move from oneness to separateness, you actually move from positive to negative. All mental health issues, if you look at them, actually report feelings of feeling alone, isolated, disconnected. And so they feel disconnected from others, from life, and spiritually they feel disconnected. If we can bring those people back to oneness by tuning and uniting with God, you will see they will have more wholeness and more health. That's the future of this work. That's why I'm so driven by it, because I know we can help so many people with their mental health by getting them to tune into. There's also the acronym of WHOLE in the book as well, but we don't have time to go into that. But tune is where they could start. They can read the book to get whole, and also prayer, Prayer, on how to unite more. But the key is to know that perfect love casts out fear. Okay, say I'm an athlete, or say I'm in sales, say I'm in real estate, and I'm starting to fear the market. I'm fearing the outcome. I'm fearing my
interest
future.
rates are high, Fed,
Right, my kids.
recession's coming.
Okay, all those thoughts are now coming in, and I'm having a lot of negative thoughts, and it's bringing me down. I'm feeling hopeless. I'm getting discouraged, and now I want to give up, because those 5 Ds will lead to your demise. In a team, they will lead to a defeat. In a marriage, those 5 Ds actually lead to divorce. And so we may give up from those 5 Ds, and it leads to those 6 Ds, which we don't want. We want the 7th D. That is our destiny. So love takes you to your destiny. How? Every day you get up, you say, you know what? I'm going to love my clients. I'm going to love this moment that I have at this time in my life. I'm going to love competing against the competition. If there is competition I'm struggling or battling against, I'm going to love competing day in and day out. I'm going to show up and love this work that I get to do. I'm not going to worry about the outcome. I'm going to love the process, love the moment. The minute you do that, fear dissipates.
Thanks for watching. If you want more tips on how to think, feel, and do better, check out these videos too. Oh, by the way, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave us a like if you enjoyed the content.